Hello and welcome to another CSD Fantasy YouTube video. This is the fourth video in the team score projection series featuring the New York Giants. The players I will be showcasing today are Eli Manning, Paul Perkins as their running back number 1, Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, and Brandon Marshall. And I will also take a quick gander at Evan Engram's projected targets. Remember to leave a like and comment below if you liked the video. Let's dig in.
Lion time, fires to the back of the end zone, touchdown! What a grab by Beckham!
Starting off, I will show you the opportunity pool that the players will have to share. I've analyzed all of their 2017 opponents' defenses over the last 2 years and put together how many pass attempts and rush attempts that they will give up and put that in relation to the Giants' trend from the last 3 years. With this, the New York Football Giants will pass the ball 570 times and run it 410. Dividing this up from these trends, we get a target share and a share of carries. With these, we can see that the number 1 guys in both running and receiving are way ahead of the other guys who has to take a back seat.
From the 15, Manning, end zone, Donnell for the touchdown.
The first play I will take a look at is, of course, the quarterback, Eli Manning. Eli is pretty low on my floor rankings, but he still manages to get a pretty decent projection. With the 570 dropbacks and 18 runs, I have him slated for 166 points from passing, 2.8 from rushing, which is pretty low, 132 from touchdowns, and 270.8 in total. This is a big improvement from last year, and I think the Giants' offense will click a little bit better than they did in 2016, especially more touchdowns passes for Eli.
Pressure from Thomas off the edge. Eli Manning stays on his feet, airs it out down the field. It is caught by Tyree.
Not really a guy you get excited about, but Paul Perkins is the guy I projected as their number 1 back. So here goes. 153 runs with 37 targets and 14 receptions gives him an opportunity to score over 100 in fantasy points next year. Not a massive number, and I'm not that high on drafting him before guys that might not even be starter on another team, so let's just move on.
Celebration with Viking fans now have their Skol chant here at the end of the third quarter. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun for the Giants. Paul Perkins in the secondary. Inside the 30 of Minnesota. Look at his speed inside the 10 and blasted down at the 5-yard line by...
I'm not sure that you guys have heard this, but I just heard it today, and it is that Odell Beckham has a new TV show that will air over the summer. And I've actually gotten some footage of the first trailer for the show, so let's have a quick look at it.
This summer on AMC.
Between Odell Beckham and Josh Norman was someone coming over to Odell and calming him down. I'm sitting here watching him pace up and down this sideline, but something that did happen this time around, his quarterback Eli Manning coming over, his wide receivers coach Adam Henry getting in his face, grabbing him and telling him to knock it off.
I think this is going to be a massive hit. I'm not sure that the Eli character will make it over several seasons, but it is at least a big name to start to show off with that will have a good back and forth with Odell, it seems like. OBJ, I actually have him losing over 20 targets next season with a lot of mouths to feed, and the trends point downwards. I see him losing some targets, but being more productive with the targets he actually get. So he will get 90 receptions, so only 11 less than last year. And with 189 in total fantasy points, he would only be slightly worse than last year's 195.6.
118, 6. Manning on the slant. Beckham! Touchdown!
I was excited about Sterling Shepard last year for his upside, and I was happy with the production I got from him. But I recently stated that we we need a way to quantify off-season excitement, because it is so easy to overhype guys. And I think doing projections like this, even if you do them by yourself, is a good way to see how you really feel about a player compared to others before you draft. So before you hype up a player, like this year it seems like everyone is high on Gillisley, think about it a little bit before and see how excited you are, and not just say you're super excited. But let's continue. I have a modest 101 targets for Sterling Shepard, based on how the Giants usually target their number 2 guy, and 62 receptions, 3 less than last year. His fantasy total will drop with 9 points from last year, mostly due to lack of yards and 1 last touchdown.
Manning sends it vertically. Shepard in the middle. Touchdown Giants.
I've previously done projections for Marshall that I will post a link down below, so I will keep this short. Only 58 targets with 33 receptions and 63.6 fantasy points in total. Unless a major injury happens to one of the other guys, he is not a top player for next year.
Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick sets, throws, end zone, jump ball, Marshall's there, touchdown!
To summarize it all, let's do as we usually do and look at their 2017 projections and compare it to 2016 and see where they would have finished. So Manning finishing 9 is a lot better than his 21 from last year. And if you go by this, as I actually do, he will be draftable, and I bet you can get him for dirt cheap next year. Perkins can be a guy you draft in a deeper league, or that you pick up to fill a spot in the case that you have a bad bye week scenario. Otherwise, I can't see you spending a pick on him unless it's like really late. OBJ is OBJ. I have him as my second wide receiver on the floor rankings, and if I can get my hands on him, I will pick him. Shepard for me is a perfect flex player, especially if you look at certain matchups, and finishing 46 for him, it's pretty decent. Brandon Marshall is, he's useless unless one of the other 2 guys gets hurt, as I just said, but I have the Giants' number 1 tight end down for 70 targets, and I hope that will be Evan Engram, at least for fantasy, and maybe not for the Cowboys. I think you can find a better tight end, but as a streaming option 1 week, why not?
3rd and 4. Manning over the middle. Touchdown. Shepard.
Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Everything is very much appreciated. If you have any questions about the numbers behind the projections, leave a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Check out Instagram and Twitter for more shorts on numbers with links in the bio. Go to csdfantasy.com for more fantasy numbers, such as the Philadelphia Eagles score projection. And as always, the spreadsheets are dark and full of terror.